So when I thought what I can cook today, I thought I'll make something that you're familiar with, you've heard of before, and that is the chicken Madras curry. So actually, this curry is not a real Indian dish. It is kind of a westernized Western dish that was created here for the restaurants, for the takeaways, but still, it is a fantastic, delicious curry, and I thought that's what I will cook for you guys. This is a really easy curry, really simple, few steps, and you only need some basic spices. So if you have cooked Indian food before, then I'm sure you will have these spices in your cupboard. So let's get cooking. And while I'm cooking, I am going to give you some tips, just share some tips which are quite handy if you are trying Indian food for the first time. So here I have got 8 chicken thighs. And one tip is that if you are making a chicken curry, and I know it's much easier and easier to eat if it is boneless, but trust me, if you cook with chicken on the bone, it tastes 10 times better than boneless chicken. So here I have got 8 chicken thighs, and they are skinless but they are on the bone, and that just adds that extra layer of flavor into the curry, and which is quite key, to be honest. So I've got these chicken thighs. You can use boneless, but trust me, try it with the bone ones. And I'm going to take it there and just kind of seal it, fry and seal it first. So I've got a nice hot pan, and to this I am going to add some sunflower oil. You could use sunflower oil, you could use rapeseed oil, but they are good oils to use if you are making a curry because they don't have so much flavor in them. So it's quite nice. So now I've got the chicken, which I'm just going to seal very, very quickly. The key here is to cook this on a high heat because I just want a really nice golden color on the chicken. I'm not trying to cook this, I'm just trying to get a bit of color and to seal the chicken so that it can go in the sauce with a lovely crisp outside. Just going to check it. Just a little bit longer. Look at that. That's lovely. all these 8 pieces have been fried. It only takes 3 to 4 minutes on one side, and they have got a light golden color on it. So I'm going to leave this aside and I'm going to get started on the actual curry. So I have got a large onion here, and I'm going to start with the curry, but you can take two small onions instead, and I'm just going to chop it up a bit fine, small little pieces. So I've got a nice hot pan, 2 to 3 tablespoons of sunflower oil, and then in this I'm going to add 4 green cardamom pods and a stick of cinnamon, and just let it sizzle a little bit. Also going to throw in a teaspoon of cumin seeds, and then just let all of this sizzle up. You'll know when it's ready. And once all of that is sizzling, I'm going to add the chopped up onion. So another tip for making a good curry is that don't rush this process of cooking the onions. Now, nice deep golden onions add more flavor to the curry. So this might take 10 minutes, this might take 15 minutes, and don't turn the heat too high. Medium is good, and we want a really deep golden color, and I'll show you when we get to that. So this is taking shape, it's turning slightly golden. I'm going to continue to cook this. And in the meantime, I have got a nice big chunk of ginger, 3 or 4 pieces of garlic, and I'm just going to grate these, ready for when our onions are done. Now you can see that the onions are absolutely gorgeous. Now this is the deep golden color that I was talking about. So don't be afraid to get it to this color. And now goes in our grated ginger and garlic. And I'm going to cook this for another minute because you want to get rid of the raw ginger garlic flavor before we add anything else to this. Look at that, sizzling away, and now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. And again, I'm going to cook this for a minute. Just smells so lovely and intense. Beautiful. Starting with a teaspoon and a quarter of salt. Then goes a teaspoon of turmeric powder. And a good teaspoon, actually I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of chili powder, but you can change it to your taste. And then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of Madras curry powder. Just cook this for a few seconds. And now I'm going to add 200 ml of just water so that our spices don't burn, but they will still cook nicely. Look at that. So beautiful. All these spices I've added, you can actually buy it from supermarkets. You don't even have to go to a specialty Asian superstore. These are all easily available in supermarkets, and you know, it's just the lovely delicate flavor. Now I've added 2 teaspoons of chili powder, but like I said, you can add less if you don't want so much heat. You could add a mild chili powder, which is a Kashmiri chili powder. So Kashmiri chili is a mild red chili, and that actually adds a bit more color than the heat, and that is a good option if you don't want it very, very spicy. So this is ready for our chicken pieces, and I'm just going to slowly just add it into the curry. The color is so rich and deep and beautiful, and I'm just going to add the chicken pieces in there, and I'm not adding any additional water because the chicken will release some moisture. But if you want more sauce, then you can add another 100 or 200 ml of water, but you can do that later once it's cooked, after you've seen how much liquid it does release. Now I'm going to cover and cook this. Just a nice, just look at that lovely red, deep, beautiful color. Just make sure you've coated it well. Just gorgeous, absolutely stunning. And now all that's left to do is cover this and let it cook on low to medium heat. You don't want it too high. You want to let it cook slowly and gently for around 40 to 45 minutes because they are chicken thighs on bone. They will take a bit longer. If you've used small bite-sized chicken pieces, it will be ready in 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm going to let this cook gently for a bit. So 40 minutes in, and this has been bubbling away, and just look at the beautiful color. It looks amazing, it smells amazing. So you can see that it is beautiful color, beautiful smell, and one of the kind of signs that it is ready is that the oil starts to float on top. As you can see, the oil here is floating on top, and that is one of the signs that the chicken is cooked. But of course, I think the best way to find out is kind of, you know, cut into the chicken and check. But this is looking fantastic. I'm now going to plate this up. This just is so gorgeous. I just want to dive straight in. But another tip. So obviously the curry is cooked. You can eat it now. But if you let it rest for half an hour, 20 minutes, it is just going to taste even better. And if there are any leftovers, or if you know that you're going to eat a curry tomorrow, and if you have time to cook today, it tastes amazing the next day. So I always tend to make a bit more than I need because I know it's going to taste awesome next day. Right, so now it's ready to plate up, and just that color is beautiful, just absolutely stunning. Look at that. You can of course use chicken drumsticks, or like I said, if you are not fond of chicken on the bone, then of course boneless would work fine as well. And that is your chicken madras. And of course this lovely sauce, which is quite a must. And if you're a fan of coriander, then definitely finish this with some lovely fresh chopped coriander. And here is your madras curry ready. And when it comes to serving, you can serve it with naan, you can serve it with chapati, paratha, you can serve it with rice, you can serve it with pulao, and if you're really hungry, you can eat it on its own. Yeah, it is quite intensely rich, flavorful curry, and you can just see how beautifully the chicken is cooked here. Perfectly soft, moist, not dried out at all, just fantastic. And the only way to find out if it's good or not is to enjoy it. That is amazing. The seasoning is perfect. There's a little bit of kick at the back because of all the chili powder. But absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous curry.